This January, Barbie and I celebrated 41 years of marriage, the 38th anniversary of our salvation and baptism, and 25 years together full-time in the ministry. None of my childhood dreams could have touched what God has done in our life in these past few years. We're very thankful to God.
Our 12 years with Brother Taylor at Southwood in Fort Worth were fantastic. The following 16 years at our first church plant in Waxahachie, too exciting. And then our latest church plant 3 years ago in North Fort Worth, absolutely the most fun of our lives. I have learned one thing through these years. Be careful about giving God a blank check with your life. He will take it. In October of 2012, Barbie and I had the opportunity to visit Guatemala for a week with a group of pastors, visit some manna feeding centers, an orphanage, and some churches that have been established through the manna program. It was the most exciting thing I'd ever seen. The next week, we brought down 12 from our church to visit these same works. It was an incredible time, feeding children, sharing the gospel, helping pastors and missionaries. I even had the privilege of preaching in one of the mission churches in Sampango. Afterwards, a 16-year-old boy came up to me and announced he had just surrendered to reach his generation for Jesus Christ. I was so excited that God had used my preaching when he said, "What do I do next?" And I realized there was more responsibility to this than flying to Guatemala and preaching the gospel. So Barbie and I began praying that night. God, what would you have us to do? That December, Bruce O'Neill invited us to go to Guatemala as church planting missionaries with Manna Worldwide. Barbie and I were just thrilled at this simple answer that God had given. However, a quick reality sunk in. We had a church we birthed in North Fort Worth running about 80. We had baptized over 30 and were in the midst of discipling. Lord, what would you have us to do? I began having meetings with some pastors I really trust. During one of these meetings, Troy Wolf came along beside me and said, "Our churches are about the same size, about the same age, and we are 6 minutes apart. Let's make one large global church together. We're already excited about Guatemala and would love to be your sending church." I have never seen the hand of God so strongly or decisively in my life until we gave him that blank check that day in Guatemala.
Well, the churches are merging. The people are excited. The buses are headed to Guatemala, and we would like to be your ambassadors to those precious people of Guatemala. We're asking you to become our partners in prayer, in monthly giving, and maybe you'd go with us. You know, all he wants is that blank check. God bless you.